Okay, guys, we got white liberals trying to politicize this incident at the Capitol today, trying to racialize it for black people. Now, this is a city where 200 black people were murdered last year. And dozens and dozens more have been murdered already this year. And this white guy has to say, off the bat, the guy who just tried to drive into the Capitol with a knife was wrong. But funny how one black man is immediately shot by Capitol Police, while no shots are fired at a mob of thousands of white terrorists. I wonder why. So it's just funny when you get killed by a cop, you really get white people's attention. Any other way, they don't give a shit about black people. They don't give a flying fuck about black people. They couldn't even say, well, this Capitol attacker was a black guy. They couldn't say that. They couldn't just say that. Oh, it was a big incident at the Capitol today. Someone rammed a car into the police and jumped out with a knife. And we all initially said that it was white supremacists, and it turned out to be a black guy. Oops. Why you can't just say that? Why you guys say, well, off the bat, the guy who just tried to drive into the Capitol with a knife was wrong, but funny how one black man is immediately shot by Capitol Police while no shots are fired at a mob of thousands of white terrorists. I wonder why. And he ain't getting no response yet. He ain't getting no pat on the back. He ain't get a like yet. He looking for love in all the wrong places, man. Looking for nub.
It is with a heavy heart that I come here this afternoon to shed some light on the incident that occurred at the United States Capitol.
The supplemental guard has arrived at House Street.
At approximately 1:02 hours this afternoon, a suspect entered what we refer to as the north barricade of the Capitol. The suspect rammed his car into two of our officers and then hit the north barricade barrier. As such time, the suspect exited the vehicle with a knife in hand. Our officers then engaged that suspect. He did not respond to verbal commands. The suspect did start lunging toward U.S. Capitol Police officers, at which time U.S. Capitol Police officers fired upon the suspect. At this time, the suspect has been pronounced deceased. Two U.S. Capitol Police officers were transported to two different hospitals, and it is with a very, very heavy heart that I announce one of our officers has succumbed to his injuries. We are not able to release any information, names, age, date of birth, or anything of that nature at this time because we still have to notify
U.S. Capitol Police Chief Yogananda Pittman. Everybody in power in this city is black. Yogananda Pittman. Now I will admit, man, I gotta admit, I never heard that one. I heard of Yolanda. I know a Yolanda. Man, Yoga Nanda. Man, that's a new one. Woo! The suspect was black. The suspect was a brother, man. And white people are incensed. They talked all that crap about securing the Capitol and had a white supremacist came up to the Capitol. And we needed more security at the Capitol. And that was the worst day in American history. And they was comparing it to 9/11. Now a black guy came up there, ran over some cops and hopped out with a knife. You get tweets like this. Don't worry, the suspect killed himself. Shaking my head. Oh, by the way, there was a shooting at the White House today. Guess what? Today's Capitol attack suspect is now dead. Appears to be a black guy in video. Weird, huh? Okay, guys, the great Andy No. Phenomenal journalist. Very reputable. He just released this tweet. The man who rammed a car into the Capitol Police, killing one, has been identified as Noah Green. Green was armed with a large blade when he was shot dead. He identified as a follower of the Black Nationalist Nation of Islam movement. The FBI has immediately deleted his profile. So this is the brother right here. This is the guy who rammed his car into the Capitol. Police officers, killing one, hopped out with a knife and started chasing the others and ignoring commands. And the racist cops didn't shoot the gun out of, they didn't shoot the knife out of his hand. If he was white, they would have shot the knife out of his hand or shot him in the leg. Shot him in his big toe like Eddie Murphy did Della Reese in Harlem Nights. Shot him in his big toe. So this is his certificate of completion. I guess he goes by Noah X. And he I guess was inducted into the chapter in Norfolk, Virginia. This brother, he put under his name follower of Farrakhan. Man, he just heated up the Nation of Islam. They going on the watch list now, man. This man heated up the Nation of Islam. And you know how I feel about the Nation of Islam. I feel like they've done a lot of great things, man, in the black community. I mean, it's not a lot to work with, man. The pickings is slim over here. And they've found a few good men. But this right here, this is different than what they do. Protecting brothers in jail and cleaning up drug-infested black communities and, you know, helping brothers re-enter society from prison. This is not the good things that they do. And I can't even say that they do, because I can't remember the last time I heard of a Muslim doing something like this. This brother, he just heated up their organization. They gonna have a lot of eyeball. If you're in the Nation of Islam and you're a leader, act as if your phone is being tapped now. I don't want to hear about, man, they tapped our phone and somebody getting pulled in, somebody getting brought in for questioning, somebody getting indicted. I don't want to hear none of that stuff from no Nation of Islam dudes. If you are in the Nation of Islam and you are a high-ranking official or some chapter leader or whatever the hell, act as if your phone is being tapped. Act as if any one of these new recruits is an undercover FBI agent. All them days of the COINTELPRO, we didn't have no. Black folk get to be stupid. They took us down because we. You think that you not on their. Come on. You think right now, after this, that you are not on a high priority on their. No matter what they say on CNN and MSNBC about this was a mental health issue and this person, that's what they're saying on CNN and MSNBC, mental health issues. This wasn't a terrorist attack. CNN and MSNBC got to say that because they don't want to piss off black folk. And they don't want to piss off woke white people in the suburbs that are, that are out to, to protect black people from hurt feelings. They on your line, Nation of Islam. Okay? They on your line. So this is one of the brothers' posts from, not long ago, March 17th. He woke up early in the morning to post this. He says, in addition to my last post, I encourage everyone to study Revelations. Study the signs of end times. Study who the beast is. Study who the Antichrist is. Study who the false prophet is. And study the created images during those times. The minister is here to save me and the rest of humanity, even if it means facing death. Be willing to deny yourself and follow him. Pick up your cross. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his teacher, the exalted Christ, is alive and in power. I bear witness. Study the minister, Farrakhan. Watch his lectures. Study Elijah Muhammad. Study the mother wheel, which is present here in America. I bear witness again. We have little time. Peace. Noah X. So he's 25, originally from Indiana, may have moved to Virginia, lost his job, recently posted on Facebook he was seeking spiritual help, was despondent, was a follower of the Nation of Islam. And here's the cop he killed. Billy Evans, the Capitol Police. Man, oh man. Wow. And listen, I mean, he got Elijah Muhammad on the left, Fard Muhammad on the right, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the middle. The Holy Trinity of the Nation of Islam. So they've removed his brother's profile, as I mentioned before, and I've never heard of that. I've never heard of them removing someone's profile from online after they did something like this. That's very interesting. That definitely means there was something that they don't want the public to see. If this guy was a white supremacist, his profile would still be up. But this is a black identity extremist, as they're going to call him. So they took his profile down. Wow. What was on there? What was it? What are they hiding from us? Suspect doesn't look white unless black is the new white supremacist. It's an effed up, screwed up world. Boys will be girls and girls will be boys. Prayers for the Capitol officers, one having already succumbed to his injuries. So prayers of silence for the family who loved. U.S. Capitol suspect identified as black male. CNN and scum media, after foaming at the mouth the past hour, be like, quick, change the subject, nothing to see. That's what they do every time, man. Every time. And black people try to act like the media is biased towards them. This has been on loop on CNN and MSNBC constantly. Twitter, #1 trending thing on Twitter. Facebook, everything. This thing is about to go away quick. By 5 o'clock, you ain't going to hear about this no more. By 5 o'clock, it's going to be as if this happened January 6th. Literally. This is going to be old news by 5 o'clock now that they know the suspect is black.
In the last hour here, critical situation as they were taking, that could have have been the suspect right there. That could have been the suspect there that they were taken away, because that suspect was shot. But this is, viewer discretion is always in the last hour here. Critical situation as they were taking
a Biden voter, man. A damn Biden supporter. You know he was a Biden supporter. Will Capitol Hill attacker be a dirty white supremacist sent by Trump? I suspect if he is a white, he will be labeled as such. If black, American, Indian, or Muslim, he will be labeled as mentally ill, suffering from his white oppressors. Let's see how the media spins it. Poll question. Suspect in the Capitol car ramming and shooting attack appears to be black. How fast do you think the story will disappear? I must say 1 to 6 hours. Yeah, I think most people agree that it's going to be a 1 to 6 hours that this story going to be. I say it's going to be done by 5. I'm going to give him 2 hours from the time I'm making this video. The black suspect at Capitol Hill was a white supremacist, according to the mainstream in social media and Democrats, or will be by the end of the day. The Capitol attack suspect, now dead, appears to be a black guy in video. If true, this won't do. A black guy without a gun used the car as a weapon and wielded a knife? Give them an hour or two and the media will drop this story like a hot potato. People are on to them. Suspect shot by Capitol Police has died. By the amount of news coverage, we will know if he was black or white. Capitol suspect identified as a black Israelite on social media. This is the group that deeply hates real Jews and pathetically attempts to take credit for every bit of human civilization. In reality, their contribution is zero, save for hatred and violence. Oh, I didn't know the Capitol Hill suspect was a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, guys, so this black guy who stormed the Capitol today, he obviously wasn't trying to hurt any black people. Because there's only 11 senators that are a racial or ethnic minority, up from 9, and 2 are black. Okay? So only 2 of the senators in there are black. And there's over 100 senators. It's 100 and something senators. And 2 are black. Okay? And 12% of the House, it's like 350 congressmen and women. And 12% of them are black. So basically 90-something% of the people in the Capitol are white or non-black. So this brother, he was not trying to harm any black people. Which, if you go by that logic, if you follow that down the rabbit hole, the people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th, yelling, "Hang Mike Pence," they weren't trying to harm any black people either. Because if you want to harm some black people, if you're looking for a concentration of black people, you just want to do some damage. And black folk, the last place you're going to go is the Capitol building. Okay? That's the last place you're going to go. Alright? You looking to harm some black people, the last place in the world you will go is the Capitol. Blacks are outnumbered 10-1 up in that spot. You ain't gonna see no black folk down there, man. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. At least we know that this brother wasn't trying to harm any of his fellow Nubian kings and queens. Because if he was, he would have just went to the club, basketball court, the rec center, the shoe, the Foot Locker, the mall. The last place our brother, our traitorous, treasonous brother, would have gone if he was trying to harm some black people at the Capitol. Note to all you people in the future, too. If you looking to hurt some black folk, listen, man. It's like picking that shit out of pepper. Trying to find a Negro down at the Capitol. So just go on somewhere else if you're trying to harm some black folk. Because you ain't gonna find too many down there, man. Now they done deployed the National Guard down there. Don't worry, guardsmen, you'll be able to go home by 5 o'clock today. It was a black dude. Can't have all these National Guardsmen down there. It was a black dude, man. And when I tell you it ain't jack shit down there, it ain't nothing down there but there's a homeless shelter down there that got a lot of, dope heads and K2 heads down there. But the rest of that on the other side is nothing but the mall, which is not the mall like you go shop at, but like the Smithsonian and big fields and whatnot and monuments and stuff. Families and people from out of town. You go down there, you ain't gonna bump into nobody, Ain't nothing but a bunch of people from out of town tourists. This is where when people say they came to DC, like a white person, we went to DC. That's what they talking about. Down here. It's a tourist area, man.